I always wanted to have like an OC viewing party, but then it's like just forcing my friends to watch the like, guys, come over, let's have pizza and nachos and watch 4 hours of the OC. I mean, anybody? Come on.
Well, if I was close by, I'd be jumping in.
Welcome back to Let's Talk OC, an OC podcast. I'm Michelle, and my friend Dan is back. You might remember Dan. He joined me on last episode to discuss Welcome to the OC, the oral history. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to chat with you about the Core Four and how we felt about them when we first met them, because we were both younger when we watched the show, versus how we view them now with adult eyes, and if anything has changed. So I feel like this is something when I meet someone or I talk to someone about the OC for the first time, I'm like, did you watch it as when you were younger versus how do you feel about it now? And last time we didn't really get to talk about it. So I'm so curious to hear your perception of them.
Yeah, definitely. And so how old were you when you started watching?
I started watching it when I was, 15?
15,
I
okay.
guess.
I was 8.
Yeah.
I was 18. I had just graduated high school.
Right. And I was still in high school. So I was about like a little bit younger than the characters. So I felt like I was growing up with them.
Yeah, I bet you did.
You know, except we kept going and then of course they stopped. But I wanted to start with Ryan because he is the first one we meet in the pilot. And how did you feel about him when you first met him?
Had kind of known some kids kind of like him going to school.
Okay. Yeah.
Except he immediately was much nicer than a lot of those kids could be. I had some kind of tough run-ins with some kids that were a little troubled. You know, kind of seemed like they had a rough family life.
Yeah.
And they tended to be bullies, but Ryan's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he does tend towards violence very quickly.
Right.
When other people would solve their problems with words.
He used his fists.
And when I was a kid watching this for the first time, I thought it was the coolest thing. Him be like, boom, punch him. Now I don't think it's that cool, but...
Right. Like, do you remember, I mean, of course, like you just said, like there were people in your life that kind of reminded you of him, but were you automatically drawn to him? Besides the fact that we are introduced to him, it's like, okay, this is going to be our main character. But like versus Seth, which we will get to Seth, but did you feel like you liked him more over anybody else?
Yeah, he was almost immediately my favorite character.
Wow.
And even though, like on face value, I may seem more similar to Seth, I feel in my core more similar to Ryan.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, I'm nerdy and I'm into nerdy stuff, but I'm really not that much like Seth.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so as you have done all of your rewatches, have you noticed anything different about Ryan as it's gone on? And now as you're an adult and you're realizing, wait, I'm at the core, I'm more like Ryan. Did anything change along those rewatches?
Well, definitely, you know, just less justification of the violence, but also still empathy for why that was happening and his
like
background.
Understanding why.
That, you know, that's kind of hardwired into him and he's trying to break this. And you could see it in him constantly throughout the show where he does something and he's like, oh my gosh, I didn't want to do that, but this is what I'm used to doing. It's just boom, but instant reaction.
Yeah, I feel like when I first met Ryan, I liked him. He wasn't my favorite. But as I've gotten older, my heart has grown so much for him. And just from like a young teenage girl versus like a 36-year-old woman of who I've become, I'm like, wow, I would probably want to date someone like Ryan.
Yeah.
Of course, as he's without the violence. Versus someone like Seth, even though teenage Michelle was like, Seth to me was like the perfect person ever, the person I related to the most, the person I wanted to be with. And I will always love Seth Cohen because of nostalgia, but adult Michelle is like, well, it's actually Ryan is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so to piggyback off of that, let's go into Seth. How did you feel about Seth as an 18-year-old versus now as an adult?
He annoyed me a lot. I think.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It just, all his selfish actions and how it would affect Ryan, especially since Ryan's my favorite character, I think.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone would do anything to annoy Ryan, I'd be like, why are you doing this to Ryan?
Right. Right.
But kind of, again, I've watched it so many times too, so I dig so deep into it. But now I'm kind of sympathetic to the annoyingness of him, because I think part of it is that he didn't have friends. He literally didn't have friends. And I can't imagine what that feels like. I can't relate to that. He didn't have friends for the first 15 years of his life. It's like, so you're going to act pretty strange and you're going to be pretty selfish because you're used to being completely self-sufficient for entertainment and whatever else. So for that reason, I'm a lot more sympathetic towards him. And also him leaving at the end of season 1, in my mind, was like, well, he lost his only friend. So even though Summer was there, they kind of had, kind of a rocky thing going on right before that with meeting her dad and not being impressed by him. And so, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that his whole world just got turned upside down. He finally had this good thing going and his only friend's gone.
Right. And that's like, I mean, again, maybe you realized all of that in one of your early rewatches or when you were 18. Like, I did not pick up on any of that when I was a teenager.
No, I didn't either. This is later on.
Like, this is later on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like adult eyes and really like analyzing every time you watch it and just like using your own experiences through growing up of like, okay, I understand why Seth is the way he is. When I did Let's Talk OC with Liz and we covered the series, Seth really annoyed her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I get it. Like, a young Michelle, again, was just so, I just felt seen by the OC of like, oh my gosh, here's this family that celebrates Christmas, a Jewish dad. Seth Cohen, he's funny. He's into indie music. He's artistic. I was like, this is the person. And plus, I'm like, Adam Brody, super cute, right? Mm-hmm. Let's not deny how cute he is. So I was like, wow. And so like all of his like being self-absorbed and his at times narcissism, I just like did not even realize. And so then as I've gotten older and watched, I'm like, oh my God, I would kill Seth. Yeah. Like Seth would drive me crazy. Seth would drive me nuts. And every time I do rewatch, I'm like, I love Seth. And the way Adam portrayed him was great. Mm-hmm. He did such a great job. But there are so many times where I'm just like, oh my God, like this person would actually drive me crazy. I could be friends with Seth, but I don't think I could date him.
And also, in an odd way, it makes me like Ryan more because he can tolerate Seth. He's still kind with him, like almost all the time. There's like a couple times where Ryan's just going through some stuff and he says, shut up, Seth. I mean, that's so rare.
I know.
And you're like, he has so much patience. It's insane.
So much patience. And really their friendship is just, it's the core of the show. It's the best ship, so to speak. Especially, I mean, in the pilot when they hug and say goodbye, like that like breaks me, right? Yeah. And then when Seth ends up saving Ryan, which like that was just I always get chills talking about that part. I'm like, oh man, like that was great. And I do love Seth does evolve, but
he does.
Yeah, Seth can be pretty annoying.
And he's a huge liar in season 3. Massive liar.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And we'll get on to Summer soon, but she is so cool with him. And he could have cleaned up the whole thing. And then he has another lie about the pot that he doesn't come clean about. And then it gets worse.
The whole pot situation was just like ridiculous. I was just talking to my friend about that whole storyline. She's watching the series again. She watched it when she was a teen and her husband's watching it for the first time as an adult. And like his commentary is pretty funny. And she's like, I never picked up on this stuff. But we were talking about the scene where Seth is smoking weed and he burns down the office. And you're just like, what? Like, this is just...
It's for the best, though.
It's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That storyline needed to go.
Oh, speaking of that, so Matt Ramsey, the guy that played him,
yeah,
I was over at a friend's house and they were just watching some random thing on Game Show Network, and I see this guy's face, and he's this handsome guy with gray hair. I'm like, who is this guy? He's got blue eyes. I'm like, who is he? What's the show called? And then they look it up. It's the dude that played Matt Ramsey on the OC. It's Jeff Hepner. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, no wonder I knew who it was because he was on the OC. This is so weird.
That's so random. Do you remember, what game show was it?
I wish I could remember.
Okay.
But there he is, front and center. He's doing a great job.
Wow.
Looks great.
I love when that happens and you're like, I know this face.
Like, of course, it's like, the OC. I should have known that.
Right. Yeah. Then you kick yourself. You're like, how dare I forget? Gosh, the OC is like my Bible. Like, on to Summer though, because you brought her up. The way this character evolves, and she really changes pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what were your thoughts on Summer in the beginning versus now?
Well, at the very beginning, like, she's just so mean, but you're like, it's too much. But of course, that seemed pretty natural to happen because she was a guest star that evolved into a series regular.
Right.
It's
right.
The ebb and flow and the evolution. Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, very quick.
Because by episode 6, she's already starting to change.
Yeah, and you think you know this character. Like, when we first meet her, you're like, okay, you're going to be like the spicy sidekick who is kind of like dumb, right? That's how she's going to be presented to us. And then it's just like, nope, that's not who Summer is at all. And I love that switch. I love it.
By the time we're, part of the way through season 1, she's pretty much the perfect girlfriend outside of the thing with her dad, which wasn't great. From then on, it almost seems like it's all Seth making the mistakes.
And just the patience she puts up with him. And what did you think about her relationship with her dad? Like, it made sense to me that his feelings were so heavy on her and his perception of Seth, because like we learn about like her mom leaves, and I always wondered, and I did ask them, I was like, was there ever talks of bringing, when I say them, Melinda and Rachel, was there ever talks of bringing an actress on to play Summer's mom? And they didn't seem to think so, but I was always curious about that.
Yeah, me too. That was something I was thinking of shoehorning into my idea for a revival.
Yeah.
But it never made sense to me, and it just seemed like too much.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seemed like that singular relationship with her dad was kind of an important part of the show.
Yeah.
But their closeness made sense.
It did, right? And again, because we think she's this certain type of personality and character, when we do see the sweet bond she has with her dad, like the way they talk on the phone to each other, and Seth's like, that's how you talk to your dad? Yeah. Like, oh, here's another layer to Summer. And I think they just layered her and foiled her beautifully throughout the series.
And like later on, when they're getting prepared for college and stuff, she talks about a boot camp instructor. She's hitting the punching bag. Like, she just does all this stuff, and it works perfect. Yeah. And the fact that she gets into Brown, and it's like, oh, Summer's super smart. Yeah, and that comes out of nowhere, and she's like, yeah, I guess I'm smart. And like, she's just really casual about it. Oh, it's great. And it just drives Seth insane. Yeah. I think when I first, I was like really trying to dive deep into myself, preparing to talk to you about this, like how I first felt about Summer. And I think I just always kind of, this might be a weird phrase, but like took her for granted, of just like, oh yeah, Summer, she's cool. Like, I like her. I love Rachel Bilson. But as I've become an adult and I've, watched the series as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh no, Summer's great. Mm-hmm. And she's become one of my husband's favorite characters. I mean, besides Volchek. I got thoughts about that. I'm sure you do. Everybody does. But like, Volchek's his favorite. You guys all remember that. Anthony loves Volchek. Nobody forgets that. He also loves Summer. Like, Summer's up there, along with Ryan as well. Those are much better picks. Yeah. Well, right. Yeah. But Summer's also a really good friend to Marissa, except there's a couple like key parts. The pilot, of course, where she just leaves her passed out in front of her house. Yeah. And then in season 3, where Marissa's just out of it, and she's like laid out on it's Summer's car, I think it is, and she's just kind of terrible to her. Yeah. And I'm like, that almost seemed out of character, but yeah, like it made sense in the pilot
right?
Yeah, it did.
Like it still bothered me. I did not like that. But as you go on, like that scene you just mentioned, you're like, oh,
just how much she's been through, and saying that to her, it was just a little bit more than insensitive, I thought.
Yeah. Last but not least, Marissa, probably the character I'm most excited to always talk about, because she is my all-time favorite of the series. Like, number one for me. I will die on this hill. I defend Marissa. I have been known to like get into just conversation threads where I'm like, no, this is why Marissa's the best, and this is why you have to change your opinion on her, because people are always like, she makes stupid decisions, she makes Ryan do things, right? And then I like Liz and I are always so proud because people will listen to our discussion on her and they're like, wow, like listening to Let's Talk OC has changed how I feel about Marissa, and I see her in a new light. And I'm like, yes, but I did one thing in this world. It was changing people's perspectives on Marissa. So please tell me your journey with Marissa.
Yeah. So, and I knew you had some opinions about her.
Oh yeah.
I've been meaning to get to your backlog, but it's just so big. But eventually I'll get there. But yeah, for me, first thing, same thing as Ryan. What Ryan said to Julie about what he said about Marissa the first time we saw her. She was the hottest girl I've ever seen. I remember seeing the promos and being like, who is this girl? And just watching the show, I'm like, oh my goodness. So beyond that, especially in the pilot, she's really playful and fun. But later on, with some of her behavior, I did start to get pretty annoyed with her and the things with Oliver and different things that would happen. But that did soften as time went on, because I'm like, oh, look. Also, these are teen dramas, and they're teen dramas for a reason, because they're kids, so you can forgive them for making terrible decisions. So,
let's keep that in mind.
I think we forget about that sometimes. We're like, these aren't adults, so treat them like children. They can make mistakes.
Yes. As you've gotten older, do you see Marissa in a different light?
I do, because she pretty much got hit with like a hurricane of like every bad thing that can happen.
I mean, they tortured her.
Emotion doesn't work like you just brush it off and, well, that thing happened and it's gone. It's never going to rear its head again. Like, these things just pile up, and she has all these terrible things happen. She loses a really close friend. Her dad leaves her multiple times. Her mother gets better, but she starts off just being terrible. Because like Marissa and Ryan are kind of similar in this way. They don't really have like a lot of interests. Like, if you just looked at them at face value, you'd think they were kind of boring characters, but I don't think they are. But like, they don't have a lot of interest, and like Seth and Summer kind of have things that kind of define them, their interests and the things they're passionate about, especially Seth.
Yeah.
But Ryan and Marissa really aren't like that. Because a lot of her interests and the things she had to do were forced on her by her mother.
Right.
So she's not choosing the things she loves so much. You know, fashion, you could say fashion, and some music, maybe a little bit here and there, but you don't really see her personality a lot in the things she loves. And same with Ryan. Yeah.
I never thought of it like that. It's so true, because Seth kind of gives Ryan, oh, here's some comic books, read this. And then Ryan tried out soccer for like a hot second?
Yeah, and then it's gone.
It's gone. We would have loved to have seen that. And Summer, we know she loves fashion magazines and she loves going to the mall and tanning and all that. And Marissa does follow her on that. But yeah, she's kind of forced to do the things she was put into by her mom and society.
Mm-hmm. And Ryan, because of his circumstance and their lack of resources.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I never hated Marissa, and I never thought she was annoying. She was kind of just in the background, and I always loved her and Ryan together. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, whoa. We need to give this character like some praise here, because she's not your typical mean girl. Like, she's the most popular, most beautiful girl in the school, yet she's not a mean girl. She helps everyone she can. Like, yes, sometimes do we want to be like Marissa, we want to shake her, like with the Oliver situation, with the Johnny situation, right? But even when her and Summer are maybe not getting along, it lasts for like a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to our characters on Gossip Girl or One Tree Hill, like the other teen dramas in the same era happening. And the way like Marissa handles Teresa with grace.
She does.
She like, instead of like talking poorly about her behind her back, she'll be like, look how beautiful she is. It's like the maturity almost of this character. I love her. I love her.
And even during that same period, doesn't she say something to Ryan along the lines of, I know I'm used to getting what I want. And she's talked about wanting him back and whatever. It's like, she's self-aware too.
She's so self-aware.
You know, to a certain extent, there's other behavior that she's not as self-aware about. But about that, it's like she knows who she is and she knows how lucky she is and the resources she has. And
Yep.
like, yeah, she's not your typical rich, mean girl.
She's not. And when Ryan at the end of season 1, when they're slow dancing at the wedding, and she's like, I understand why you have to go. And then when they come back, and like Summer obviously super pissed because like, you know, Seth left this letter. But then Marissa's just like, oh my God, you guys are back? Hi.
Yeah.
And you're like, that could have been handled so differently on her part. So I commend Marissa. I love Marissa so much. Everybody knows it. It's old news and broken record, all the things, but she's great. Once you understand her, I think just see her in a different light and you'll get it.
Yeah. Well, she just went through so much. Like you can't expect a character to go through that and be exactly the same as you saw them in season 1. Like,
yeah.
And also when you like watch it back and like Misha's energy drops in season 3, but I think it's appropriate to the mood of the character.
I agree.
But it's not super fun to watch, but because she's so sad, and that's kind of the problem with season 3. It's such a bummer, but
to put it lightly, yeah.
But Julie in a trailer park, it kind of makes it all worth it.
You can't beat it. Gus, the Gus of it all.
Gus, I'm not coming out there. I'm not joining you for the dog fights or whatever it was.
That's right. Her, oh my gosh. It's such a vision. It's such a vision. I would love to know how you rate the core 4 from favorite to less favorite. I don't want to say least because we love them all, but what's your order?
Ryan is number 1.
Okay.
Then Marissa, then Summer, then Seth. But I like them all.
Yeah, of course, right? That's what I said. Like, we're not hating on anyone.
Yeah, there's nobody in there I dislike.
Yeah. We always asked for people to send us their rating because I was always curious to see where these characters fell. So I like it. That's good. And then Seth at the bottom. And I think as you get older, a lot of people have Seth on the bottom.
Yeah. Still great, though.
Still great. We love Seth. We're not saying we don't like Seth, but with adult eyes, you're like, ooh, Seth.
Could have made some different choices.
Are you a Harry Potter fan by any chance?
We've watched 2 or 3 of the movies so far.
Oh, okay.
And just recently. We're just late to get into it. Sure.
I was reading, I forgot, I landed on this article and then it like sent me down a wormhole of sorting the core 4 into Hogwarts houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so majority says that Ryan is Gryffindor, which I agree with. And then Marissa was Hufflepuff. Seth was Ravenclaw, but they put Summer in Slytherin.
I guess out of the 4.
Right. And I guess because she's determined and... Yeah,
it's more the determination than like the...
Right, like she's not evil. Not all Slytherins are evil, right?
It's not deception or...
Right. Then I started looking up how other people were rating it, and like it was pretty much the same. Like everyone was putting Summer in Slytherin. I was like, wow. I agree with everybody else, but Summer, I was like, I didn't want to accept that, but I guess I can see it. Because again, not all
I put
Slytherins
Volchok there.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Because like you automatically want to put all of the villainous characters into Slytherin. And so you're like, Summer's there too?
But I'm just saying of the 4, if you have to put each one in one of those houses.
Right. If you had to separate, right, they all can't be in the same. We can't have overlap. But I just found that so entertaining. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I can't wait to ask my husband. My husband's a huge Harry Potter fan. So I'm gonna go in and just be like, hey, I want you to sort the core 4 into Hogwarts houses. I'm not gonna tell him what I have read in many an article and see what he comes up with. And I'm curious if he will put Summer in Slytherin. Or where. I feel like he would put Summer in like Ravenclaw. I don't know. We'll see. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about in terms of the core 4?
One note I put was F you, Jimmy, and put bagel scene. So without Jimmy leaving, we wouldn't have gotten the bagel scene. So I'm kind of thankful for that because it's one of my absolute favorite things.
Oh, I know. That bagel scene is so emotional.
I'll just watch that. Sometimes I'll just turn it on, watch that scene, and that's it. I'll also sometimes watch the beginning of the LA where you see Luke and Julie cheating for the first time. Ryan and Seth see them. That whole scene is so funny, especially Seth just his jaw drops and like he just plays it off with saying nothing, just his face, just the shock, and he's kind of like turns his head just a little bit while he's hiding behind the car. Oh, it's amazing. I'll just watch that. I've watched that 30 times. Probably the bagel scene a similar amount. When I've seen the whole show, much fewer.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever queued up scenes just like as a one watch,
those two,
just to view like a particular scene. That's so interesting. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. And now I'm thinking for like probably for the podcast, I've pulled up particular scenes. I mean, I love the cold open of Yoga Lattes. It's probably one of my favorites. That whole sequence is so good. I probably have watched that one the most because I have like searched that on YouTube just to find it so I can watch it.
Sandy and Ryan are so good.
So good.
Because the tag at the end of that is that they haven't been in trouble, right?
Yes.
Yoga Lattes. Ryan,
Yoga Lattes.
It's so great.
So do you have another rewatch coming?
Yeah, I feel like it's coming pretty soon.
You feel it? It's brewing?
Yeah.
It's brewing? Yeah.
I get a little restless. I'm trying to watch Barry, but...
Oh, Barry's really good. Yeah, we have to finish that. Yeah.
Finally jumped back in.
Nice.
But I can't watch that show the same way I watch the OC because it's a little darker and heavier.
Yeah. I mean, even though there's some comedic moments in that, I mean, it's just dark comedy. It's just different. It's totally different. Yeah. I feel like my rewatch, because I've been thinking about it too, which is funny. It's like if you're an OC, you get it. You're like, okay, when are we going to like work this in? Seth and I, my movie friends co-host, we're going to be covering season 2. And I think that's probably going to be like in the summer. But then on the anniversary, I will watch like my 4 favorite episodes. And that's what we did last year on the 20th anniversary. My husband and I, we chose our favorites, like one from each season. And we had kind of like a OC night. So
I'm curious what episodes you picked.
We did the pilot.
Of course. Good.
We did the pilot. I think we did Rainy Day Women. Which episode in season 3? I think it was Volchok heavy for sure. For sure, because my husband chose it. I think it was like we switched off, like I choose one, he choose one. And then we did the season 4 Christmaka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But this year we'll spice it up. We'll do something different. I always wanted to have like an OC viewing party, but then it's like just forcing my friends to watch like, guys, come over. Let's have pizza and nachos and watch 4 hours of the OC. I mean, anybody? Come on.
Well, if I was close by, I'd be jumping in.
I know. I mean, Dad would be like number 1 on that VIP list. And I was like, we can make it fun. And I really wanted to have an anniversary party last year. And we dressed up. And I just, between the timing and people's schedules, like it was just not working out. So it ended up just being my husband and I, which he was a great champ because he was down to do it. But
oh, that's cool.
I was like, this could be so fun, man. We could dress up as characters and pretend it's 2003. Come on. But Dan, this was so great. Thanks again for joining me. Please plug yourself, where people can find you, what you're working on, all the things.
Yeah, my Instagram's at fan_named_Dan. That's where you'll find most of my cool stuff that I'm coming up with. I got some fun stuff in the pipeline, so be looking out for that. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. I'll link Dan's information in the show notes, so be sure to go over, follow, see what he's going to be working on. He showed me before we started recording, and I'm really excited to see this come to fruition. And thanks again, Dan. Hopefully we'll chat soon. We'll think of something else to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. It was super fun. Love talking the OC with you.
You're a total Betty.